Shanon and Marv each have many years of training in native shamanism, and I did determine that it can be shamanism or shamanism, ceremony and medicine practices, and both have extensive additional training with the Four Wings Society. In addition, Shanon is a tarot and astrology teacher and practitioner. Marv is a gifted shaman, ceremonialist, trainer, speaker, and healer. Their presentation, you want to think about this, breaking free of consensual reality. Let that sink in for a second. Breaking free of consensual reality. It's a brief look at one of the fundamental precepts of shamanism. Their all-day post-conference workshop, Shamanism and Consensual Reality, asked, what is preventing you from being all that you can be? What is preventing you from being all that you can be? The answers may surprise. Please welcome, talking on consensual reality, Shanon and Marv Harwood. Shanon and Marv, Consensual Reality.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Bright Sunday morning. And we ask you to join us if you feel so inclined. Whenever we do shamanic work, first thing we do is open sacred space. To the winds of the south, Sachamama, great serpent, come, wrap your coils of light around this medicine space. Keep it safe, keep it sacred. Work with those of us here who would shed what no longer serves us. Ho! Ho!
To the winds of the west, Otorongo, sweet sister jaguar, come. Come walk around this medicine space. Keep it safe, keep it sacred. Help us step beyond fear, step into the possible. Help us to meet fear head on, to be impeccable and walk with integrity. Ho!
Ho! Ho! To the winds of the north, Siwa County Royal Hummingbird, come, come to us. Teach us as you to drink directly from the nectar of life. Teach us to make that impossible journey. Old ones, come, whisper the stories, the legends of old. Teach us. Ho! Ho!
To the winds of the east, mighty Apuchin, great eagle condor, come. Come and fly above our medicine space. Keep it safe, keep it sacred. Help us to see from your lofty heights. Help us to perceive from your perspective. Ho! 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 Mother Earth, we come to you humbly. Keep this medicine space safe. Keep it sacred. We honor you, you and all of your people, the stone people, the plant people, the finned, the bird, the feathered. We come to you asking you for safety and support. Ho!
Yapataxi Waracocha, great spirit, you who are known by 1,000 names, but you who are the unnameable one. Father, Son, Grandmother Moon, Star Nations, we ask that you shine your light on this gathering, that people may see their way. Ho! Ho! I'd like to begin with a thought. People have a choice. People have a choice. They can plod along day by day, all caught up in the momentum tunnel of life, and they can accept whatever fate hands them. Or they can reach out and embrace a destiny. They can co-create it with spirit by living consciously. You have a choice. What's your choice? I'm Marv Harwood.
Let's see if I can make this work. Yes? Is it on?
No, don't.
Okay. How's that?
That's good.
Aha. Good. Good morning, I'm Shanon Harwood. And we would like to talk to you today about consensual reality. But before we jump into that, I'd like to talk a bit about shamanism in general. First off, shamanism is grossly misunderstood. Most people think that it is another word for Native American spirituality. Well, actually, shamanism is worldwide. There's not a country on our planet that has not practiced shamanism at some time. So where did it start? To the best of our knowledge, shamanism started some 45,000 years ago and was taken out of Asia in the Himalayas to every continent on the planet. It was taken there by people who are known as the Laika, the old ones. And they crossed the Bering Strait and settled some in North America, Central America, South America. And we even believe that they were the ones that took shamanism into Africa and eventually even Australia. This would explain why shamanism worldwide has so many similarities, no matter which stream of shamanism you may be studying. Marvin and I are fortunate enough to have studied two different streams of shamanism, the animistic and the energetic. To introduce these streams, I'd like to talk about our company name, Kamapi. A lot of people say, what a very strange name. Why would you name a company so with a name as complicated to spell and say as Kamapi? Well, actually, we didn't name it. It was named for us by two elders of the Piikani Nation, Dr. Joe and Josephine Croshu. These teachers, mentors, guides, beloved ones of ours, named our company and taught us in animistic Native American shamanism for some 15 years. We were fortunate enough to have them embrace us and teach us their ways. The old man, Apoksois, took Marv in and taught him the dances, the songs, the rituals. And the old lady, Biokamanita Apaki, she took me in, and I was fortunate enough to study under her. The stories and the myths and the legends and the traditions. These two old people gave us everything that we have today. And you know, all they asked in return, I think the most amazing thing is that we take it out and share it with the world. They didn't want money. They didn't want us to write some book so that they may have a legacy and live on and on. They just wanted us to share it. Innately, they knew somehow that if the tradition were to stay inside of the Native American community, it would die. And sadly, they were right. So our job, our mission here is to take it forward. And to answer that request, wish of theirs, we then studied with Dr. Alberto Vialdo of the Four Winds Society in energetic shamanism, the South American shamanism. Through him, we learned that there's very little difference between the two different streams of shamanism, and it's all a matter in how you interpret it and practice it. Marv tells a really interesting analogy. It's if you were to want to go from here to Montreal, and you decided to take two different routes. You could go via the Trans-Canada, you could go down through the States, you could take Highway 3 to Alberta and then on to Saskatchewan. You'd still get to Montreal. You could take a car, you could take a train, you could drive, you could walk. You'd still get to Montreal. No matter how you get there, you're going to get there. I think that that's probably the best analogy of the different streams of shamanism in the world today. But still I haven't answered, what is shamanism? It's probably easier to tell you what shamanism is not.
Shamanism is not a religion. It is not just a practice. It is not a cult. It's not just a concept. Shamanism is the way you walk in the world. That's a pretty broad statement, so let me narrow that down a bit. Shamanism is something that you cannot intellectualize. You must experience. Shamanism doesn't care who you were. We leave that to the psychologists. They're very good at that. Shamanism is only interested in who you are becoming. Shamanism is a path of knowledge and power. Now, we distinguish the difference between knowledge and information. Information is something that any of us can gather. We can read, and for many years I was an information junkie. I have a large library of all kinds of books on healing and practices and traditions and New Age thoughts, but it's not knowledge, it's information. Knowledge is something that comes from here. It's something that you know. Knowledge is something that no one can take away from you. They can't negate it because you know it. For you, it's a truth. The shaman is someone who casts no shadow. Now, I'd like you to think about that for a minute. Casts no shadow. In other words, one of the many meanings behind that is I don't project me onto you. Now, the truth is we're human and we all slip and fall, but that's the goal, is the shaman walks in the world and casts no shadow. The shaman believes that we are not here to create peace. We are peace. And for us, there's a profound difference between the two.